based on the court of law in the case of there's Sony and DMX, Supreme Court of Canada's decision on on C11. How dire is it? How bad is it? Is it good? Is it bad? Do we even know where we're going? Eddie, I want to start with you, please.
I haven't talked enough already?
Sure.
Okay. I think it's, I am pretty pessimistic, to be perfectly frank with everyone. Now, when I say I'm pessimistic about the music industry, music isn't going anywhere. People are going to continue to make music. And I think something will rise from the ashes. And I think that something will be generated and depend tremendously on people like the people in this room, and particularly music creators, who may kind of have to start, getting a bit of feedback here, have to start from scratch and develop new relationships with their audience and find new ways of doing things. So I think there's a lot of structural problems in the music industry and I think a lot of goodwill has been squandered over the last 10 years with repressive measures, with not accepting new patterns of consumer behavior. So I have to say that I'm on the pessimistic side.
Michael, what do you think?
Well, I certainly agree with everything Eddie said earlier, and the picture that he paints is quite accurate and quite real, and that is the day-to-day reality that we're all facing right now in our industry. And but in answer to the question, can the music industry be saved? I believe absolutely it can. I believe that actually there are a lot of positive signs on the horizon. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and the real question is, can your position and your place in the music industry and my place in the music industry be saved? The biggest issue is, if the industry can be saved, then how do we continue to make money, and what is our piece of that industry going to be? By our, I mean songwriters, composers, copyright owners, artists as well.
Jennifer, your thoughts?
I agree with both sides. I am on the bit more of the optimistic side, just because being from the performing rights, there has been a lot of strength in performing rights. Our collections have doubled in the last 10 years. We do know that there's obviously decline in other areas. We see that. We're not, in no way dismissing that. But I also look at some of the data that's been coming out, $50 billion in advertising increase over at YouTube over 2011. That's an emerging market. There's still growth there. PwC predicts that there'll be an 80% increase in digital music in Canada in the next 3 years. There's still some opportunity out there. We're not at the end of the story.
Jean-Roland?
I'm split apart between being optimistic and really negative about this. I think we do have chances, but there's an awful amount of work to be done. And I'm not sure that we are realizing totally the impact of new technologies on our business and on any business. I think we're currently going through an economic crisis that has something to do with the new communication technologies. We could talk a lot about this, but there's definitely huge impacts, and now we have to really get to work. And I don't see that much will on doing the work, and I think it's a huge problem. We'll come back probably on the notion of metadata, but we can see at this point that there's lots of people who are trying kind of to take the money and run without really paying attention to the details and making sure that the ecology of this industry is being kept together.
Well, I think it's just the perfect storm, isn't it? You have the combination of the current mindset of assaulting the collective in North America, at any rate, at the same time as you have these huge advances in technology that it's very difficult to keep up with anyway. And I think that, as in most things, they say in French, l'union fait la force. I think that writers, creators, rights owners really have to join together and be really noisy and effective and international, because this is a global problem. It's not just Canada. We certainly can't do much alone.